Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Flyers Training Center here in Voorhees, New Jersey. On the final day of 2026 development camp, it's the 3-on-3 tournament to wrap things up here for the week. Got a fun morning ahead here in a nice, comfortable ice rink on this 100-degree day already at 10 a.m. here in South Jersey. I'm Brian Smith. Happy to have you along with us this morning. And we hope you're getting ready to enjoy a fantastic July 4th weekend. Again, this is the final day of what's been a 5-day camp. Flyers have been here since Monday in the annual development camp. And on the ice Monday and Tuesday, off-ice activities Wednesday, and then yesterday the full camp scrimmage that ended in a legit 16-round shootout. Wasn't even for show. It was actually necessary to come up with a winner there. And these proceedings here today probably going to be a little bit different. We are, as you can see on your screen, at one end of the ice. And we are surprisingly not protected from pucks here. They are already coming into our area, so hopefully we're going to make it through the day here. But we've got, again, a 6-game tournament ahead here for you. Just a little bit of a breakdown of how this is going to work. You can find the rosters and everything on our social media channels, Twitter, Instagram, what have you. But we're going to play 6 10-minute games here. It's 4 teams. There is a round-robin tournament on the docket here. So each team will play each other teams. Total of 6 games. Then after all that is done, we are going to have a championship game between the top 2 teams from the round robin. So we'll keep you up to speed on everything as best we can. The teams are just going by their colors here, except for Team 4 is going to have to change colors because we only have 3 colors. So we'll keep you up to speed on who's what. But just going with teams 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the references today, if you are keeping track at home. And this first game is Team 1 versus Team 3. Team 1 is in the white jerseys, and the Team 3 rather, is in the black jerseys. Just a quick rundown of who's on the ice here for this first game. Alex Bump is on Team 1, along with Spencer Gill, Noah Powell, Maxim Sokolovsky, our newest first-round draft pick, is on Team White to start here. Nathan Quinn, Jack Nesbitt, Matthew Gard, and Leo Gruba comprising Team White. As you see it here, Team 1. And for Team 3, we'll have Ryan McPherson out here with us on Team 3. Or rather, Riley Thompson, excuse me. Breck Liskey, Alex Stiernick, Sawyer Dingman's on Team 3, Oliver Bonk. Max Latkinen will be part of this one as well, and Porter Martone is also on this black team, as you see him right there with Alex Bump. Shane Soderwall is the goaltender to the near side here that's covered up that puck, and now playing it off to the near side. Jack Nesbitt had it in the corner, and Spencer Gill lost it behind the net. That's Porter Martone chasing it down in the corner. And now Team 3 will work this out. Comes out to the left point for Martone, and in trying to put it out to Stiernick, it ends up all the way down the ice, and so the black team will get a change. The goaltender for Team Black will take a look down there and see if we can figure out exactly who that is. The goaltenders are kind of rotating through here, but it's Matthias Langevin at the far end of the ice for the black team here, and he makes a nice save there for his first action of the contest. Porter Martone has been out there a little bit. He didn't play yesterday in the 5-on-5, but he's out here today for the 3-on-3, and Denver Barkey will be out here as well for this 3-on-3 tournament. His team coming up here in just a little bit. Here's Leo Gruba working it ahead through center. And a shot in on net is stopped by Langevin. The rebound will be controlled by the black team. They'll get this out to center. And another breakaway coming the other way. As we know, 3-on-3, that's what this is all about. And that one rings off the post as Breck Liskey had a nice opportunity there. Quickly back the other way. Another shot in on Langevin is turned to the corner. Just underway here in the first game of this 3-on-3 tournament. 10-minute running clocks for these games. Here's Noah Powell off the loose puck, bringing it up behind the net and now out through center. Powell getting it over the line, splitting two defenders. He's going to drop it back out high for Bump. Bump with a shot, missed it wide. And this long rebound is going to come back down toward us here as Sokolowski's going to grab this and show off his speed. Here's Sokolowski getting around a man. Sokolowski to the net, and he puts it up high. Ends up in the corner, and Sokolowski with a good look there. Quickly coming the other way is Team Black. Oliver Bonk's got it now at center. Bonk is getting himself some space. He drops it back from Martone. And now back to Bonk coming in over the line. Bonk's going to spin back out, goes rink wide with it. And on this line with them is Sauer. He drops it down into the right wing corner. Bonk back out from Martone. Off the bench, Ciernik with a shot, and he scores. Nice look from Alex Ciernik there. He finds the top corner past Shane Soderwall, and Team 3, our black team for this game, is on the board with a 1-0 lead. Alex Bump, far end, far corner. And now he'll hand it off. This is Jack Nesbitt on the backhand. He spins back to his forehand, but it's knocked away. And Ciernik looking for more there. Wanted a spring pass, but Bonk could not find a lane. Now he'll hand it off to Ciernik. And Ciernik will step through center. Ciernik pulls it to the near side, looking for help. His teammates back out at the points, being defensively responsible. 3-on-3 here. Porter Martone backing into his own end. These games tend to be a little bit of a, they're taking their time here in the early goings. You'll see them pace themselves a little bit here and, look for the opportunities but not really try to go crazy. But then in the final minutes, these games start to get nutty. Porter Martone, though, puts on a little bit of a show there as he goes nearly end-to-end, and he beats Shane Soderwall. A nice one from Martone, and a 2-0 lead for Team 3. With about halfway gone here in this first 10-minute game. 5.5 left to go. Working at the far end of the ice, it's Team 1 in the white jerseys. And they need to start finding some scoring here. Time is going to be ticking down before they know it. This is Spencer Gill putting one out in front, but nobody there to pick it up. Quinn trying to keep it in. He'll knock it away from a teammate and now move it ahead. Quinn plays it far side, and they score. There's one for Team 1. And converting that was Jack Nesbitt from the left side circle. So Nesbitt is on the board, and it's a 2-1 game. .445 left here in this first game of, again, a 6-game round-robin tournament. And now we've got a breakaway from Matthew Guard. He moves in, and he scores. Did he? I saw. Did that go in? That did go in. I thought so. In and out so quickly. But we do have a referee here today, and he had the goal signal. Better view than we do. So a 2-2 game now is 2 quick goals from Team White, and now Sauer and Powell battling for position. It'll be Powell coming away with it. Sauer now will move it ahead up the left side. Here's a shot and a save made by Soderwall. Riley Thompson in 37. He'll put it back to Martone, who's quickly back out there for more. I think Porter Martone has played about half this game to this point. And he'll flip it ahead for Ciernik. Handing it off for Bonk. Back to Ciernik. Nice stick by Soderwall. Knocked that away. 3-on-1 if they hurry for Team White coming down the right side. Powell trying to get around Martone. He did so, but he had to go behind the net to do it. Swung it back out in front, right to Martone. And here is Martone with Ciernik. Martone holding in the circle with the shot, and that one's off the stick of Soderwall up into the netting right over our heads here. It's always a fun phenomenon. There is netting here, but there's space above the netting because of the rafters. There's a goal for Alex Bump. Nice hands in tight, and Bump is able to put it up in the top corner, and 3 in a row for Team 1's got it a 3-2 game here with 3 minutes left. But, yeah, these shots go in the ceiling hard enough, they go right over this netting, and they are right back down here in a hurry. Bonk trying to find Ciernik, couldn't quite do it. Knocked back out to center where Bonk recovers, and now Martone on the right side. Ciernik picking it up in his own line, in the zone with speed. Oliver Bonk puts one home. So that time it's Ciernik and Bonk hooking up, as these three have been out there together a couple of times in this game. And Bonk has the tying goal at this point. It's 3-3. Here is Soderwall coming in over the line into the left circle. He puts it through the slot and unable to connect with Nesbitt on the other end of that pass. Now here comes Kernan up the right side. Kernan finding out at the point. That's Liskey. Back to Kernan. One-timer. Nice save by Soderwall as he gets from his left to his right. His stick ends up in the corner. He's off to retrieve it now as Nesbitt is on the attack on the far end, but he's got a couple of Team 3 players to deal with. And now it is Liskey trying to buy himself some time and space in the corner. He'll move it ahead through center. It's going to come all the way down behind Soderwall, who's out to play it. To the right side boards it goes, and Spencer Gill tried to move it up, but he got tied up, and Team Black has taken this away. Here's Team 3 with a shot and a save made by Soderwall. He'll hold on to that one and be able to hand it off to Matthew Guard. Minute and a half left. All tied up at 3 here in this first game. Both these teams looking for a go-ahead goal. Here's a pass interception in the neutral zone, and right back the other way, it's Latkinen dropping it up for Sauer. That was intercepted, though, and Guard now will bring it ahead. He's got Quinn to his right. Guard holding, shooting, and that one was kept out. Goes to the end boards on the rebound. Is a good job there to seal off that top corner post. So both these teams now with 46 seconds left looking to get perhaps that top line out, and Team 3 has done that with Martone bringing it down around behind the net, tried to backhand it out in front. Now in front for Bonk. His shot was wide as he was stick checked at the last moment. Martone's going to bring it out to center and reload. He's got Ciernik crossing with him. Bonk up near the blue line. Now here comes Martone with speed. Knocked away by Bump, and quickly the other way. Bump tried to get to Powell. That was intercepted. Team 3 right back in with 17 seconds left. Bump intercepts a pass, flips it ahead. Powell in the final seconds, moving in with a shot. Save made. Rebound is loose. Now kicked back free to Powell. Wants to shoot. Now he does. And he scores! Noah Powell with 3 seconds left gets the winner for Team 1 here in this first game of our round-robin tournament. Powell was denied the first opportunity, but the second one he is able to put it in short side past Matisse Langevin. And so we have a 4-3 win for Team 1 here in this first game. So a brief moment here while we switch the teams that are taking part in the proceedings here. Nick Schultz is 1-0. Are you 1-0? What team are you on? I didn't even see. 0-1. Okay. Nick Schultz on the Flyers development staff walking by. The assistant director of player development here. It's the staff of Riley Armstrong, the Flyers player development director, has been running this tournament here this weekend, or this week, I should say. And here for the final tournament, final morning. So after this week comes to a close, these guys will all head back to their home bases, wherever they may be. A lot of the pro guys, the Flyer guys, are maybe going home for a week or so, but then they'll be back. Whereas a lot of the amateur guys that are still playing junior or college, they'll get ready to head to wherever they've got to head here for the fall, which is going to be here before we know it, of course. Give you a rundown here of who's on these two teams for our second game. It's the orange team, that is Team 2. And they've got Devin Kaplan on their roster along with Heike Ruohonen, Tyler McPherson. Denver Barkey is going to be in orange on Team 2. Again, he's an 86 now. There's a 52 spinning around out there, but that's not Denver Barkey anymore. That is Ilya Patov in this camp. Christopher Duclair is on Team Orange, Leo Gosselin. And then Jackson Edward is out there as well, along with Riley Steen. Alonzo Gosselin, in 90 on Team Orange. And then on this group for Team White, you've got Jack Murtaugh, Ilya Patov, Cole Knuble, Carter Miko, Luke Luswick, Sawyer Deering is out here, Shane Bansagi, Matthew Desiderio, the shootout winner yesterday, is on this white team for Team 4. And Samuel Boschman rounds out Team 4. So they're in the whites here for this game. They'll be in white for their first 2 games, and they're going to switch over to orange, but we'll keep you all straight. Pretty big crowd on hand here today on a Friday morning. It's the holiday weekend here, getting started a day early for a lot of people, I believe, with the 4th of July being on a Saturday this year. So a lot of folks able to come out here today and take advantage of that morning and get out of the heat here in the early goings. It's a pretty cramped 1967 rink. You may never have been in here, especially if you haven't been here in the last few years. This rink was a roller rink for this facility's almost entire existence up until about, 5 or 6 years ago. Roller hockey not being quite as much the rage as it was when this place was built. They put an artificial turf floor in here, and so it was a bit of a turf facility for a couple of years. And then a couple of years back, got to talking about it, realized they did pipe this floor for ice. It just never was ice. And a couple of years ago, they fired on the chillers, and they still worked. So we put in ice here in this third rink, which is now known as the 67 Arena. It is a shorter than regulation surface, which you may or may not be able to tell here from the camera angles. I'm not entirely sure. It's not too much shorter, but it is a shorter than regulation surface. So it's ideal for things like this, these 3-on-3 tournaments, and the pro teams will use it for skills work and stuff. Otherwise, it's a good surface for youth hockey for the younger divisions. It's not a half ice situation, but it's also not the burden of full ice for the much younger kids. And this is the second development camp that the Flyers have been able to utilize this surface for this 3-on-3 tournament. So good little addition to everything here. We used to do these 3-on-3s on the big rink, and they put the mites boards up, and inevitably some 6'4" guy would check another 6'4" guy into the mites boards, and they would slide about 10 feet, and we have to rebuild the rink before we got started. But now we can just do it here. So we're underway here in Game 2. Team 2 in the orange, Team 4 in the white, and Carter Miko's putting on a show here early on for Team 4. Drops a pass off for Knuble, a shot and a save made, and the rebound covered up. Flyers 2 draft picks in net from last week in this game, as Martin Pasolovich is at the far end and Marek Sklenichka on the near side, as it's Pasolovich making a nice save at the far end to kind of get things going. Jack Murtaugh with that shot. And again, for both of these teams, it's kind of a get used to things process here in the opening minutes before things start to open up a little bit. Here's McPherson at his line. He'll cut through center. He's got Vluswick to deal with. Crosses paths with Duclair. Now they'll spin back. McPherson will find Duclair down the right side. He's got some room. Moves in, and a shot stopped by Sklenichka. He gets the blocker on that, and it goes to the corner. Right underneath us here is Vansagi and McPherson battling in the corner. And now it's pulled free. Vluswick will come back behind his net and look to head up ice. Deering has joined him, and he'll take this pass at the red line. Deering gets around a man going into the zone. Now has to come behind the net with it. And he'll bring it back out on the near side. Sawyer Deering spinning around. Backhander out in front. He had a man there, and that one just barely stayed out. That was Desiderio coming in from the right side. It's knocked back out to center, and here's Boscheman with it. Boscheman in over the line. Left wing circle. Gets a shot away. Missed it high and wide. Deering has to come back out to center. White will regroup there. As Deering is dealing with the defensive steam there. Now Boscheman's got it back, coming in over the line. There's a shot from Boscheman. That one's gobbled up by Solovich, and now he'll drop it off to his side. It's played out to center, and White intercepts there as Knuble will drop it back to Desiderio. Cole Knuble far side, pursued by Denver Barkey. He'll cut across to the left wing. Now drop it off for Amico, freshly off the bench. Amico with a shot, and a glove save there by Pazalovic as he had that all the way. Now another one into the glove of the Czech netminder. Martin Pazalovic with the glove working very well here this morning. Now here comes Denver Barkey over the line. Barkey spinning away from Knuble. Comes back out to center with not much to work with. Drops it off for Devin Kaplan. He is stripped by Knuble. And Knuble will come down the right side. Knuble into the slot, into the circle. A backhander and a save made by Pazalovic, who has been pretty acrobatic here in the early goings of this one. Now here's Barkey trying to get around Amico. They crash into the corner boards. Barkey kicking it free. The much bigger Amico can't get it away from him. Now here's Kaplan. Back for Barkey, working in close quarters. Barkey spins out into the circle on the forehand. Can't find a lane. He'll dish it off to Kaplan. Gosselin's out here with these guys, and that touch pass from Barkey just out of the reach of Gosselin. And he'll end up back down into the Team Orange end. Solovic getting in on the stick handling himself there as he comes out from behind his net, but it's turned over at the line, and Team White with a shot. That one's blocked to the end boards. Quickly the other way. Here comes the Orange team up through center. Here's a shot, and the first goal of the game goes to Heikki Ruohonen, who goes top corner. And we have a 1-0 lead here with 4 minutes gone in this first game for the Orange team, Team 2. Team 4 working on the left side. It's Murtaugh with it, but he got stripped, and now quickly the other way comes Team 2. Here's a shot and a save made off the stick of Duclair. Duclair gets his own rebound back, working on the left side, crosses pass, now into the slot, gets around Vluswick, got a shot away, and a save made by Sklenichka, but what an effort there by Christopher Duclair. And now here's Murtaugh working down the right side. His shot missed the net. Chip back down into the corner. And now Team 2 is going to regroup. We'll get a full change here for both sides as they'll get set back down behind the net. Here comes Denver Barkey with some speed. His shot was side wide and rings the glass in front of our cameras here. Goes all the way back down. And Solovic is not shy to leave his net and stick handle the puck, as we've seen here in this one. And he is well out of his net to play that ahead. We get an offsides whistle as Team Orange was in just a little bit early. They're just going to cough the puck up into the corner. That's how they will restart play here in these ones. Boschman down the left side, putting it out in front. That one went clear through to the corner. Battled for there. Now it comes back out in front for an opportunity, but Solovic kind of got a pad out there and kicked the puck off a stick. And now Orange coming back the other way. Nice back check stick there by Desiderio to break up a potential scoring opportunity for McPherson. Here's Cole Knuble. Oh, was headed up the ice, but McPherson poked it off his stick, put it back into the zone. It is offsides, but Carter Amico will just take the puck and start things up. Amico down the right side, putting it in on net. Solovic turned that one inside to the corner. Now here's Duclair. Through center, Christopher Duclair, toe drags, can't get around Knuble. He breaks that up with his skates, and now Amico quickly the other way. Carter Amico kicks it to himself, got the shot away, save made. Goes to the corner, Amico trying to pull it free. It's kicked back out the center, and now here comes Orange in. Here's Kaplan moving in, he scores. Devin Kaplan makes it a 2-0 lead for Team 2 off the assist from Duclair. And our Team 4 is in a bit of a hole here as we tick along. But Amico trying to do something about that as he plays it up to Shane Van Sage down the left wing with Knuble. Feeds him right side circle, coming around the net. He can't steer it on frame. As Vasiljevic came out of his net to cut down the angle, he doesn't have his stick at the moment. Van Sage is working on the right side in the circle there. Tried to find Knuble. That was broken up. It's kept in at the line. Knuble has it pried away. Vluswick is the third white player out there for this shift. And trying to find him. Murtaugh put it back out to center. So now here's Knuble with it. Knuble spinning back toward his own line. Will drop it off to Vluswick. And now he'll leave on a change. Van Sage looking on. Now a pass ahead intended for Murtaugh was blocked away by Ruo Honan. Ends up all the way down the ice. And a change now for Team 2. Denver Barkey hops on the ice, played it down to the line. Murtaugh picks it up there. He's got 2 minutes to deal with here as the Team 4, the white team, is down 2 goals. But now here's Barkey with a breakaway, and he lost the handle on it as he came toward the slot. Murtaugh picking that up. Murtaugh flips it over a stick, gets a shot away and scores. Through a screen, Jack Murtaugh finally beats the hot goaltender Martin Solovic. And it is a 1-goal game now as Jackson Edward had another opportunity, but that one's deflected up into the ceiling. And we have a running clock here, so it's going to keep going as the white team, Team 4, needs one more here for an equalizer. However, a cross-ice pass is picked off, and Jackson Edward tried to find Barkey going to the net. That was blocked. Desiderio going the other way. Desiderio's cross-ice pass missed the mark. They battle for it there. Chipped ahead to center. Barkey headed after it. Desiderio gets there first. And now he'll move it ahead for Boschman. Boschman in over the line. Extra attacker's going to come out here for Team White. They have vacated their net, so it's 4-on-3 at the other end with 45 seconds to go. Edwards got an open net if he can get a shot away, but Knuble comes in and just flat out picks his pocket. Up the right side, Boschman flipping it back out in front, and it'll bounce to the corner. 4-on-3 here with the net empty for Team White. Here's a chance, a shot saved by Solovic. He'll cover it up. And with 22 seconds left, Team Orange has possession. They're going to throw it the length of the ice, knocked down with a high stick, a whistle blown. So Sawyer Deering's going to have to hand off possession to the Orange team at the other end. Another long shot is going to whistle wide. 7 seconds left as Ilya Potov gets to it. Long pass ahead for Amico. Nice play to Knuble. Gets around to man. He shoots at the buzzer. It would not have counted, but Vasiljevic is able to steer that away anyway. And a nice little hug from Devin Kaplan to Cole Knuble there as this game ends in a win for Team Orange. 2-1 was the final. So all of our teams here with a game under their belts. Team 1 has a win here in the first round. Team 2 has a win here in the first round. And Martin Pasolovic skating off the ice with Patrick Sharp, who is acknowledging his excellent effort. So on the fly here, it appears we have canceled our Zamboni run. Going to just maybe save it and do it halfway through this tournament here. So we're going to stay with it here for game number 3. It is Team 3 in the black jerseys against Team 4 in the white jerseys. So both of these teams have dropped their first game and are looking to even up their record. And quickly we have a breakaway for Porter Martone to start things off. Martone moving in, and he cannot get it around the outstretched leg of Sklenichka, who got that left pad out there and slammed the door. Knubel battling Alex Siernik at center, and Siernik is able to win that and get it to Martone. Martone moving in, holding, toe dragged it right back out in front, but he couldn't get the shot away. And now quickly the other way, it's Pautov down the left side, knocked off his stick, threw it back out in front, but right to a stick of the black team. And now it's Liskey at center. Breck Liskey spinning away from some pressure, and he will drop that off. Here's Kernan with it now in over the line. Kernan for Dingman, back to Leske, back to Kernan. He can't quite get a shot away, just sort of steered it toward the net, and Sklenica was able to push it to the side. Here's Murtaugh coming now with it. Jack Murtaugh down the left wing. Murtaugh into the circle. Murtaugh trying to come around the corner. Can't. Goes behind the net instead. His centering pass eluded both of his teammates, and Sklenica will come meet this and leave it off for Matthew Desiderio. Here's Murtaugh circling back in his own end. And now he'll play it ahead. Shane Van Sagi's going to take this pass into the zone. Van Sagi looking to center. That one broken up. Comes back out to the left side for Murtaugh. He fired it to the corner. Van Sagi trying to pull it free there. Can't quite do it. Now Desiderio will defend as Kernan comes down the left side. The shot was blocked. Got to the net, but not with full power, and now Deering's going to play it ahead. Van Sagi's got to step down the right side, but he cannot quite round the corner past Sawyer Dingman. And the black team's going to reset behind their net. Game 3 of our 6-game round-robin tournament, plus a championship game coming a little bit later on. Both these teams looking for their first win. Here's Amico down the left side. Carter Amico, left wing circle, backhands it out in front. That pass partially blocked, and it ends up in on net. Now knocked free, and Team White trying to regroup. Right side, handcuffed a man there as they tried to hook up in the circle. Now here comes Black the other way. Out into the slot, a shot, and they score. It is KJ Sauer, the draft pick from last week, with the first goal of game number 3. And it is a 1-0 lead for Team 3. This is Oliver Bonk working with pressure at the far end, and he'll get it out to center. Moved it ahead for Siernik. Here's Siernik, head of steam, back to Bonk, a shot, and a save made by Sklenichka. Does not cover it as he just wanted to hand that off to Vluswick. Rules are a little bit different here as far as the goalies distributing the puck because we're not doing face-offs. Here's a chance for the white team. That one was high and wide. And now quickly the other way, it's Martone. He got pulled down, and you got to call that one. Not calling a ton of penalties here today, but here's Bonk moving in. Bonk got around the man. His shot was stopped by Sklenichka. And now it's going to come back out to center. They're going to put an extra attacker out here. They pulled the netminder for a delayed penalty here in a 3-on-3 tournament. Here's Bonk. Dresses it off for Martone. His shot stopped by Sklenichka, and now Luke Vluswick is going to touch up here, and we are going to get the whistle, and this is going to be a breakaway, jailbreak, whatever you want to call this system here, I believe. The rest of the players, are they going to chase him or not? It doesn't look like they're getting ready to chase him. Now they come in. So here's Martone, and he will be pursued by the rest of the group. Now Martone with a shot, and Sklenichka keeps that out. Martone gets it back, keeps it alive. Here's Dingman near side. Siernik scores. That's Liskey. As Team Black did change 2 of their players, and Liskey got out there, and he was able to convert that pass from Martone. It is now a 2-0 lead here for our black team, which is Team 3 in the tournament. Here's Dingman down the near side. Dingman centers it out in front. Had Kernan going to the net. Couldn't settle it. And now Jack Murtaugh. Long pass ahead. He finds a man going to the net. And a save made. Rebound is covered up. Excellent effort there by Team White to get that pass ahead for Jack Murtaugh. That was Shane Van Sage with the attempt. Now Laakanainen back in his own end to pick this one up. And a fresh 3 out for the White team. He'll dish it off for Kernan. And Black team will look for an opportunity here to break it up the ice. Thompson's going to take this pass in the corner and send it back to whence it came, but Kernan couldn't settle it, so they're going to try it again. Amico defending at the far end. Now it's played up through center, and it's a good job here by Team White to settle that and take it away. They did not allow the Black team any sort of opportunity there to get through center. Here comes Amico now with it. Amico over the line, looking for the first goal of the game for his team. Carries it into the corner, now goes behind the net with it. And they'll run the cycle. It's Boschman coming down into the corner, around behind the net. Boschman tried to center, nice stick breaking that up from the stick of KJ Sauer, got in the way of that pass. Here's Boschman back in. Boschman into the circle, gets a shot away, and a possible save. Otherwise, it just went wide there from Sawyer Deering. Line changes here for both sides. They'll regroup with 4 minutes left to go here in game number 3 of our round-robin tournament. It's Martone spinning his way into the zone, knocked off his stick. Bonk gets it back to Ciernik. Martone in front. Deflected it, but high and wide. Knuble steps away. Been an impressive couple of days here for Cole Knuble. He's looking for more. He gets past Martone, gets the shot away. It was high and wide, but a nice break out there for Knuble. Uses some deception and just goes right by Porter Martone. Now here comes Ciernik through center for the Black team. Ciernik gets past Patov. He got a shot away, and Sklenichka kept that out. Near side is Vluswick, backhanding it out to center. That'll be collected by Martone in his own end, and ahead for Oliver Bonk. Here is Bonk trying to step around Vluswick. Bonk holding. Bonk coming out in front. He scores! A great step around by Oliver Bonk just when it looked like he was going to run out of room. He pulls it right into the crease and tucks it home. And that makes it a 3-0 lead for the Black team, as we are under 3 minutes now to go here in this Game 3 of our development camp 3-on-3 scrimmage. 3 more to go after this, and then a championship game on the docket as well. Looking for more. Here comes Team Black up the left side. Here's a shot turned aside by Sklenichka. Rebound picked up, put back in front. Liskey looking for a second. He was stopped, and we get a whistle as the net is off, but Brett Liskey with a 10-bell opportunity there, and Sklenichka was able to slam the door. It's going to be Team Black's possession. They'll take it back out to center and get restarted. Liskey's going to start things off here in the center circle. Liskey's going to carry it in, drops it off for Kernan, but it bounced off his stick, and Murtaugh quickly the other way has Shane Van Sage going with him. Murtaugh finds Van Sage, bounced off his stick, and right back the other way comes the Black team. Down the left side, here's a near side pass for Kernan. He scores! Nice look there by Kernan. He finds a corner, and it is all Team 3 here in game number 3, 4-0 with under 2 minutes to play. Amico looking to center, blocked to the end boards. Now up the wall, it's Boschman trying to keep it alive. Swings it out in front. Here's a chance in tight, and that one was denied. As Langevin hasn't had a whole lot of work down there in this game, but he made a nice save there. Sklenichka has been pretty good at this end in this game, even though he's 4-0 lead for the other team. He's made some pretty nice stops. Here's Amico down the right side. Amico trying to end the shutout bid. Amico, dipsy-doos around a man, got a shot away, but a glove save there again by Langevin, whose glove is arrived to play today. He has made some nice glove saves here in the early going. Here comes Bonk down the right side. Bonk moving in, pulled it out in front, and another shot stopped by Sklenichka, but Oliver Bonk has had some pretty impressive stick skills to find his way in the offensive zone here in this game. Now here's Ciernik moving in. Ciernik drops it off to Martone, and he scores. Porter Martone makes it a 5-0 game with 30 seconds left. And they're looking for more as Ciernik flips it ahead to Martone. Martone holding. Oh, a nice glove save by Skonichka there. Goal differential is a thing here in this tournament, as in the event of ties. So Team Black is not going to let up, but they're going to run out of time here to add any more. Down near side, Knubel's shot was blocked, and that'll do it for game number 3. It is a 5-0 shutout win for Team 3. And Team 3 now 1-1 on the tournament. Team 4 is 0-2. And so now we are going to get that ice cut. So we're going to get a fresh sheet here for everybody. As you see the crowd on hand enjoying the fine temperatures here in this rink for a day like today. Ryan Hagen, Flyers videographer, also enjoying the fine temperatures as he walks by. It is 1-1. Yeah. Nick Schultz is now 1-1 as the coach of Team 3. Yeah, it is. It's a fun endeavor to try to keep an ice rink going in weather like this. It is borderline raining in Rink 2, but the facilities here, of course, top-notch, led by Jay Freeman, Bob Sweet, their whole staff. They've kept this place running through temperatures that are not intended for an ice rink to survive in. So our hats off to them. It's always a challenge to keep the ice tip-top shape when you're using it this much at a camp like this, and even harder to do it when it's 110 degrees outside. So those guys have been fantastic all week long, and including providing this high-quality perch for us here. We are about 10 feet straight up on a scissor lift because there's nowhere else in this rink to do anything like this. The room that this rink is in, as you can probably tell, is about as big as the rink itself. So there's one section of stands in the far corner from where we are to all the way to the left of your screen. That's where the media covering the camp are operating out of. But other than that, there's no bleachers in here at all. So that's where the scissor lift comes in. Some dates to pass along for you here as we get a fresh sheet of ice prepared for the second half of this tournament. Just a little reminder, I guess, to start off that the season's going to start earlier this year than it has before. The NHL is headed to an 84-game season, adding 2 more games to the slate, and so that makes the preseason shorter. It's only going to be 4 preseason games this year for the Flyers, and the regular season is going to start in the last week of September, we anticipate. Hoping to see a schedule here in the next couple of weeks, but it's going to get started a little bit earlier than normal. We do know that. It'll be a bit of a new normal coming up here for the NHL this year. But we're going to get things started with a rookie camp in mid-September. It'll start September the 11th here at Flyers Training Center, and then the 12th and 13th, the Flyers are going to be playing their rookie series up in Allentown at the PPL Center. And they'll play the New York Rangers again this year in a 2-game set, Saturday the 12th at 7:05 and Sunday the 13th at 5:05. And tickets for those games are available right now at the PPL Center website. So you can come on out and get the earliest fix of hockey you possibly can in person at the PPL Center in Allentown. We'll also have those games for you streaming here on the Flyers YouTube channels. And then just about immediately after that, that camp and that weekend set of games, we're going to open the 2026-2027 season with training camp here at Flyers Training Center. That'll be happening the following weekend. We do anticipate perhaps another scrimmage during training camp that we'll bring to you if that does indeed happen. But the preseason is going to be, again, 4 games. It'll start with 2 road games, the 21st and 22nd. 21st is against the Washington Capitals. That game will be at Giant Center in Hershey. And on the 22nd, the Flyers will head north to take on the Boston Bruins. The preseason is a home-and-home this year. So the Flyers will go to Hershey to play Washington. They'll go to Boston. And then both of those teams are coming back to Philadelphia. And if you want to mark your calendars now for preseason hockey at Xfinity Mobile Arena, it is the Boston Bruins in town on Thursday, September the 24th. That will be a 7 p.m. start. And then 2 days later, on Saturday, September the 26th, the Washington Capitals will be in for a 5 p.m. start at Xfinity Mobile Arena. So, again, mark your calendars for that. Tickets are going on sale soon for the regular season and those preseason games at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. But that's what we have ahead for you here to start the 26-27 season as the Flyers look to keep the momentum going after a fantastic campaign. A hot month of, second half month of March and into April. Of course, projected them into the playoffs where they beat the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round and ended up succumbing to the eventual Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes in the second round. But a round where 3 of the 4 games at least were pretty darn close, and the one that wasn't was kind of because the Flyers were playing game 1 of that series on about 48 hours notice, as it turned out. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But it's, again, a very, very strong year for the Flyers to try to build off of, and a lot of great things that they saw from some of their younger players helped to drive that. So that's what you want to see. When it's the youth kind of driving the train, it's a good spot to be in, and the Flyers will be looking for more of that, of course, coming up here in the fall. So we are 3 games in here to our 3-on-3 scrimmage. Our next game is going to see Team 1 in white jerseys take on Team 2 in the orange jerseys. Those are the 2 winners of the first 2 games. So Team 1 and Team 2 each looking to go to 2-0 on the day. Very tight quarters over in the Zamboni Tunnel here, and everything in this rink is tight quarters. But we have plenty of folks sitting around watching the game in that area. It's almost like a NASCAR pit road today. So we don't want to run anybody over with any Zambonis today. Not a good way to celebrate the 4th of July weekend were that to happen. So Team Orange is going to be attacking the near side here in this game, game 4. Team White will be going the far way. And Martin Pasalovic had a fantastic first game for Team 2. He is getting set to go in the far net as he kind of drifts over a little bit there to your left. On the near side here in this 4th game will be Shane Soderwall as he approaches us here. Soderwall out of Clarkson University. He had a pretty good showing yesterday in the 5-on-5 scrimmage. So the club's getting the legs going here again, as both these teams have sat for almost a half hour at this point. So get the blood flowing again. Team Orange won their first game 2-1. Team White here won their first game 4-3. And the second game in particular for Team Orange, a bit of a last-minute win. Noah Powell had the buzzer beater for Team 1 in the first game, so he was the hero there, and looking for more here as we get set to start this fourth game. Denver Barkey out to start here for Team Orange. Again, did not take part in the 5-on-5 yesterday, but that was just out of a little bit of rest, a little bit of necessity, because those two teams had an extra forward, each of them did, and the Flyers have seen a lot of what Denver Barkey and Porter Martone can do, so both of those guys took yesterday off, but they're out here today to help make these teams even. We're underway here in this fourth game, and it'll be Quinn coming back to pick things up in his own end. The ice is still a little bit wet here, so we'll see if that enters into the proceedings. It just did, as Quinn lost the puck in a puddle behind the net, but now Team White gets it back. Here's Quinn down the right side. Quinn into the circle, throws it out in front, and a big save early on by Pasalovic as he gets to his side and keeps that out. Now here's Nesbitt with a shot. Another save by Pasalovic. He'll drop that to his right, and Team Orange will get 3 new players out. Well, they can't get out of their own zone. Nice play to break it up there, but coming right back after it now is Edward, but Sokolowski pulls that away, and he's got a break. Sokolowski moving in, a shot. Save made by Solovic, but we get a penalty here as we're going to get a hooking call or something on Sokolowski. Look how long that stick is. I mean, that is crazy. He's going to get another attempt here to come in all by himself. Sokolowski will pick it up at center. He is pursued by Duclair, but he moves in, he shoots, and he scores! Sokolowski starting out the scoring here for the white team, 1-0. Quickly the other way, though. It's Edward dropping it off. Save made by Soderwall on McPherson. As Jackson Edward tried to kind of take advantage there after the goal. There is no official restart, so he just grabbed the puck and went, and Soderwall kept that opportunity out. Here's Duclair behind the net. Duclair coming around into the circle, finding his way through some space. Beat Powell, still with it on his stick. Oh, he tried to backhand it back out to the line, but that was intercepted as Steen was the intended recipient of that pass. Now we've got one for Powell at the other end as he goes high short side, top corner, 2-0 for Team 1. Denver Barkey back in his own end. He'll flip it ahead to Devin Kaplan. And now Kaplan gains the line. Kaplan holding, dropping it off for Bump, or rather Barkey, rather. Moves it out for Steen, rather, and that was knocked to the corner. Steen picking it up, and now he'll put it back for Kaplan. Here is Kaplan. Dropped it off for Barkey. Barkey moving in, trying to shoot. Gill knocked that away. Kaplan keeping it alive. Gosselin back down to Barkey. Hit a puddle. Barkey back after it. It's knocked out to center. Barkey back picking it up. And now we'll come back into the zone. Barkey gets around a man. Couldn't maneuver out in front. Now he passes it out in front. And Gosselin was stopped by Soderwall here on the near side. Played 3 minutes here in game number 4. A 2-0 lead for Team 1 in the white jerseys. And Matthew Guard down in his own end trying to get away from some pressure and head out of the zone. But he can't quite do it. And now it's Orange picking it up and moving it ahead. Gosselin down the right side. Gosselin moving in. Gosselin around behind the net. Throws it out in front. Another save by Soderwall. Rebound went off the end boards, and McPherson from the seat of his pants threw it out in front, but it comes out to center. A couple of nice saves here for Soderwall in this second game for both of these teams. .10-minute running clock in these games, so we've got about 6.5 left. as Edward had his pocket picked by Quinn. And quickly coming the other way is Guard down the left side. Guard can't get around Boschman. Stepping out to play it away was the netminder, and it comes to the near side where it's picked up by Orange. They go to the net. Soderwall able to get a stick out and break up that pass, and now Quinn quickly headed the other way. Quinn down the right side. Quinn with a shot. That one was stopped. And we've got play coming the other way. Duclair on the left side. Duclair trying to spin away from some traffic. Lost it. Here's Guard down the right side. Edward picks that up. Edward coming back for Duclair. It comes off his stick and goes into the zone. On the near side now with it, here's Sokolowski. Sokolowski up through center, over the line. Sokolowski holding, tried to center it, but it was blocked to the corner. Sokolowski gets it out to the point. Nesbitt shoots, he scores. Jack Nesbitt finds the back of the net. And it is now a 3-0 game here for Team 1. Martin Pasalovic at the far end seems to be in a little bit of pain here after one of those shots. I don't know if it caught him in a vulnerable spot or not, but another one is put home. And now we're going to put the proceedings on pause for a little bit as Pasalovic's going to come to the bench, and he's going to be replaced by Sklenichka. Sklenichka was summoned from wherever he was in the back. And Pasalovic is headed to the bench after giving up a couple. It's 4-0 for Team 1. And hopefully Pasalovic just again looked like he might have caught a spot in a vulnerable position at the top of one of his pads. And we're hoping that's all it is. So we resume here with Noah Powell on the left point. Team White, number 50, coming out in front. Puts a nice pass in, and they put it home. And it's all Team White here. Team 1 with a 5-0 lead here with still 4 minutes to play. Now Powell takes one away in the defensive zone, and he'll carry it through center. Powell gains the zone, puts it to the corner for Gill. Gill now tied up in a battle on the end boards. Powell is there trying to pull it free. Gill on his knees pushes it to the far wall, comes out to Quinn. Tried to swing it back to Powell, takes the rebound off the boards, but couldn't settle it. Now Ruohonen 2-on-1 the other way with Barkey. He took the shot, deflected by Quinn to the end glass. Barkey out in front, and they score as Denver Barkey finds Riley Steen headed to the net. Tic-tac-toe, and Team 2 is on the board, making it 5-1. Now a nice save by the goaltender at the far end. Again, Pasalovic has exited the game. It's Sklenichka now at the far end making that nice save. Here's Quinn, and Quinn will spin around at center as his team made a change. Now Quinn gets the return pass, moves it ahead left side. Here's a shot by Guard, stopped by Sklenichka. Where is it? It's under his pads. Now McPherson's going to take it ahead here for Team 2. 3 minutes left to go here in this fourth game, second game for both of these teams. McPherson to the corner, spins away from pressure. Back behind the net, it's McPherson. Drop it back out for Christopher Duclair. Knocked off his stick, though, and Alex Bump's got a step. Bump has Gruba going with him. Bump keeps it himself. He fired it wide. And on the end boards, it's Duclair picking it up. Duclair finding some time and space, and now a long rink-wide pass to McPherson. Leaves it into the zone. Goslin shoots and scores. That is a nice one there as Antonio Goslin finds the top corner, and another one for Team 2. Still a 3-goal lead here, though, for Team 1. But we'll see if the Orange team here, Team 2, can mount a late comeback. Here's McPherson. He'll leave it off, and the Orange team will gain the zone. It's Edward on the near side. Alex Bump, though, comes and takes it away, and he'll fire it off the ceiling. They're going to let that play, and here comes Barkey down the right side. Barkey was shoved off the play by Sokolowski, but they're going to call a penalty there. Sokolowski has just defended the crap out of everybody all week in this tournament, and that was no exception. But that one a little bit too A little bit too eager there for Sokolowski, and Denver Barkey's going to get a penalty shot here. They're chasing him. Barkey moving in, tried to go 5-hole, but Soderwall shut the door. And the net is already empty at the far side for the Orange team as they've got the extra attacker out. They are down by 3 and want to at least try to close the gap here on the goal differential. Here's Kaplan at the right side. Bump arrived, but Kaplan able to retain control. 4-on-3 here for Team Orange. Barkey to Edward near side. Centering pass blocked by Sokolowski to the end boards. Comes around to Kaplan. Kaplan sachets out in front. A shot by Edward from the near circle, and Soderwall getting over with the glove to keep that out. Bump from behind his net. Plays it to the right side. Team White, though, accosted, and Ruohonen pulled that free, and Barkey back into the neutral zone will start it up. However, Nesbitt pulled that aside. Nesbitt throws it to space in the far side of the ice. Team Orange back there to pick it up. Here's Edward on the far side. Edward tried to move it out in front. That hit the shaft of a stick and did not make it to Ruohonen. Now a long length of the ice shot just wide. Might have hit the post, actually. Here's Orange the other way. Duclair, a one-timer, didn't miss by much. Far side point, it's Edward. Goes to McPherson. McPherson moving, shooting. Soderwall made the save. And with 30 seconds left, he'll drop it back behind the net for Nesbitt. Jack Nesbitt on the left side. He's bumped by Edward. Played it out to center, though, and now it's picked up there, and Noah Powell is going to put it into the empty net to make it a 6-2 game. And that's basically where we're going to end it here is the final 10 seconds click off the clock. Kaplan's going to think about it. He'll take a long shot in, but Soderwall is going to keep that out as Kaplan tried to skip it past him. So a great start for Team White. Perhaps a little bit assisted by Vasiljevic getting a little bit banged up there, and before they could get him off the ice, Team White scored a couple of goals, but they will take a 6-2 win, so they are now 2-0 on the day. So Team Orange is now 1-1. That's Team 2, rather, now 1-1. Team 4 is 0-2, so Team 3 is also 1-1. So Team 1 is going to stay out here, and Team 4 will come out and look for their first win of the day. Team 4 has changed to the orange jerseys for this game. So this is the team that has featured Cole Knuble, Jack Murtaugh, rather, and Carter Amico so far here today. Shane Ben-Sagi also on this team. He's been all over the place. And we're underway here in what is Game 5 of the round-robin tournament as Sokolowski will take this one around the corner to the net. He's stopped there as it'll be Sklenichka staying in the goal on the far side. Soderwall will stay in the goal on the near side, so Sklenichka is back with his original team, and Soderwall just didn't have to move. Here's Murtaugh down the far side. He got his pocket picked by Sokolowski, and it comes back out to center where Murtaugh will shove it along behind the net. Comes back out to Powell. Powell coming to the center point. Tried to shoot, couldn't. Pulls it around Amico. Now he put it out in front. He's got a man there. That's Nesbitt, and he shoveled it just wide. Far side corner now, and Sokolowski sticks his 7-foot stick in there and just pulls it right out. Now he's back on the near side wall. Sokolowski on the backhand went between his legs. Oh, my goodness. I found Nesbitt out in front, but he couldn't get a clean shot away. Now Nesbitt has it back, trying to get a backhander on net, and that was defended well. Comes back out to Sokolowski, looking, shooting, and he scores. Sokolovsky starting out the scoring after putting on a pretty interesting display before he even got the goal. It is a 1-0 lead now for Team 1. Team 1 looking to go to 3-0 on the tournament, and they've got the early advantage. Here's Pautoff on the near side. Back out to Knuble. Knuble head of steam. Puck rolled on him as he tried to shoot, and now Quinn will move it ahead to Guard. On the left side, it's Matthew Guard trying to find a man out in front. That hit a skate. Comes back out to Ilya Pautoff in the corner, and Pautoff is going to carry it ahead to center. Here's Pautoff through traffic, dishes it off. Blueswick moving. His shot was wide of the net. Ricochets all the way out to center, and Knubel's going to have to run this down. He's got Guard to deal with deep in his own end. Spins away from the pressure, and now will cut back out in front. Nice path taken there by Cole Knubel to escape that pressure. Now Knubel moving in, tried to get the shot away, but Spencer Gill deflected that to the end glass, and Gill now has the puck up the right side. Gill gets around a man. Gill into the high slot, pulls it to the circle, tried to go across for Guard. It now gets there. Guard with a shot. That missed the net and ended up in the corner. Knubel will drop it back down deep into his own for Pautoff. Both sides are going to change up. Sawyer Deering now out with it for the Orange team, which is Team 4. If you are following along, perhaps on the rosters at the Flyers social channels. On the near side, it is Desiderio getting around some traffic. Going into the corner now, Deering right in front of us. Desiderio to the net, can't shoot. Nice stick check there by Powell, but Team Orange gets it back. Here's a chance out behind the net, comes back out in front again. Deering's shot stopped by Soderwall, and quickly the other way comes Team 1. Right side, it's Powell. His shot was stopped, might have caught some iron on the way through. And now quickly the other way for Team 4, but a pass was off the mark, and they end up offside, so they'll turn over possession to Team 1. And Gruba's just going to waste no time going up the ice. Gruba down the right side. Drop pass, but it was out of the reach of everybody. It'll come all the way back down to us. And it'll be picked up by Powell here on the near side behind the net. Powell plays a nice bank pass out the center. It's touched back to Bump. Is Gruba getting creative there. Tried to find Bump with a head of steam, but Bump now circling back in his own end. Steps around Shane Van Sage, gains the line. Bump trying to center, that hit a skate. Now Van Sage coming back out the other way. Van Sage in over the line. He's checked by Powell. Powell pries it free ahead. Murtaugh couldn't keep it in. Bump now down the left side, but Murtaugh is able to get him from behind. And the puck's going to end up far side for Van Sage. Van Sage's got some help up front, and it's Amico now with a shot. Save made by Soderwall. Rebound behind the net, picked up by Amico, but Sokolowski comes in with that absolute axe of a stick he's got and pulls it free. Now Bump moving in, tried to slide it 5-hole, but Sklenichka kept that out. Team 1 regrouping. Sokolowski had it knocked off his stick somehow by somebody else. I don't know how you do that. Now out to Bump right side. He shoots and he scores. Alex Bump adds the third goal of the game for Team 1. Excuse me, just 2-0, is it? Yeah, 2-0. Second goal of the game for Team 1. Sokolowski has the other goal in this game, and he'll dish one off to Nesbitt on the near side. Sokolowski behind his net. Pass rolled over the stick of Guard, and Orange has an opportunity here. Knubel with a shot. Save made by Soderwall as Knubel tried to change the angle and find a spot there, but Soderwall did well to keep that out. Here's Sokolowski right in front of us. Moves over to the right side for Nesbitt, circling back in. We've got 4:20 left to go in this Game 5 of our round-robin tournament. And Team White is team number 1. They've got the lead, looking to stay undefeated. And a breakaway there was turned aside, though, by Team Orange. And coming back the other way with his Knubel. He shoots and scores. Cole Knubel finds a spot. And Team 4 is on the board. It is 2-1. Nesbitt tried to cut to center. That was knocked off his stick. And now here we come up the far side wall. Team Orange with a chance. That one caught the goalpost. Deering firing one off somewhere near the corner. I think they did catch the crossbar because that went straight up and straight back down. Now here's White with a chance the other way. Here's a shot by Quinn. That one caught some iron somewhere. Team 4 back at it. Here's Deering looking for more. Deering puts it out in front. That went right to Spencer Gill. Rolled off his stick, though. Deering got it back. Here's a shot wide. And it's going to careen all the way back out to center for Powell. Here's Noah Powell in the left wing circle. Puts it out in front. Spencer Gill ran out of real estate. Gets it back, though, to Powell. Powell trying to get his way through traffic there down low, and it was knocked free. Team Orange will clear it all the way out, and that made it through. Here's a chance. A shot saved by Soderwall. He'll push it away as Desiderio had a chance there, but Quinn now with the puck carrying it up through center and into the offensive zone. Quinn tried to drop it off for Gill. That was blocked. 2-on-1 for Orange if they hurry, but Powell did well to break that up. Quinn gets it back to Powell, now up the right side. Powell in over the line, has some room. Powell on the backhand. Save made. Sklenichka keeping that one out. And now here comes Team 4 back the other way. Shane Van Sage with a shot and a nice glove save by Soderwall as he picked that up. 2-1 lead here for Team 1, which is in the white jerseys with 2:11 left to go in this game number 5. Team 1 trying to go to 3-0 on the tournament and lock a spot up in the final. And Team 4 looking for their first win. Here's a pass picked off by Amico. He's going to come back toward us here. He's got a step. Amico dishes it off. Van Sage. Oh, what a save by Soderwall. And the Team White bench on their feet as the late developing 2-on-none is kept out. Now here's Van Sage with a shot and a save made again by Soderwall. Amico on the far side. Amico holding. Amico flips it out in front. Cole Knuble couldn't get a clean shot off. He's able to maneuver here in the corner and get away from pressure. Throws it back out to center, and that's Ilya Potov getting it off the bench. Now he gives it back to Knuble. Back to Potov moving in. On the backhand, throws it out in front. Now Knuble behind the net. Knuble holding back out to Potov. Thought about the shot. Now he'll cut across. Vluswik has it. Back to Knuble. Knuble had it knocked off his stick, but he gets it back. Back out toward Vluswik. Can't quite reach it to keep it in. A minute to go here in this 5th game. Here's Knuble looking for an equalizer. Dishes it off, and another save made by Soderwall as he keeps Potov off the board. Been a heck of a camp here for Shane Soderwall out of Clarkson. Coming the other way, Team White snuffed out at the last minute. Quickly up the wall now for Knuble. They're going to pull their goaltender. Sklenichka to the bench for the extra attacker. And it'll be a 4-on-3 here for the final 26 seconds. Vluswik pushing it into the corner. Matthew Gard trying to shoulder him off the puck before he gets there. It's tied up there in that corner as the Orange team trying desperately to pull it free. They need one more for the equalizer. Here's Deering with Vluswik. Deering still can't get it out of there. Knuble looking on. But the White team, Team 1, is doing a great job here, and they're going to eat it up all the way to the buzzer. As you had a lot of muscle in there. Matthew Gard was in there. Max Sokolowski was in there, 2 of the bigger guys in the camp. And they just tied that thing up and ate up the final 20 seconds. And Team White ends up with a 2-1 win. That's Team 1. So they go to 3-0 on the tournament, and they will be in our championship game. Team 4 will finish the tournament without a victory. And so now, teams 2 and 3 are going to play the final game of the round robin to see who will take on Team 1 in our championship. We were scheduled to have perhaps we are going to get an ice cut here, so we're going to get a fresh sheet out there for these final games. The first cut lasted 3 games. Second one lasted 2. Tends to happen. Jason Martinez not with us today. He's getting some medical work done, but of course our best to him as he continues with that fight. He is continuing with Flyers Daily throughout the summer here, and that is one thing that you'll be able to continue to check out here in what is going to be just over 2 months between this development camp and our rookie camp. He's got all sorts of great things planned for you here over the rest of the summer. He's been able to catch up with a bunch of the folks this week, including a conversation that's out today with Flyers Director of Player Development Riley Armstrong talking about this very camp. So that's something you can check out later if you'd like to get a little bit more information about this camp and how it works and everything right from the horse's mouth there with Riley Armstrong. And he's also going to have a conversation a little bit later on this summer with Flyers goaltending coach Kim Dillaball that was recorded yesterday. Of course, the Flyers have changed their goaltending situation really at kind of both ends of the spectrum here with Joseph Woll coming in to be the second NHL goaltender with Dan Vladar now signed long-term. And the Flyers grabbed the 2 young goaltenders from Czechia in last week's draft that are here in this camp. Again, those 2 guys were the goaltending tandem for the Czechia U18 team this past spring. So they've added some youth in the goaltending ranks. They've added some veterans at the NHL level. And Carson Bjarnason is in this camp. He's been participating all week. He has not been in action in either of these scrimmage settings, but he has been here this week, and again, we'll be back in the American Hockey League spot with Alexei Kolosov, also re-signed here in the offseason. Those appear to be the AHL netminders for the Flyers this coming season. So the goaltending situation is looking to be pretty well set for the coming year. As for the guys in this camp, again, they head back to wherever it is that they're going to be playing this coming fall, and the Flyers have a pretty even mix of guys all over the world, really. They've got a bunch of guys from the Western Hockey League and the other Canadian junior leagues in this camp. You're seeing a lot of shifting back and forth now from junior to the college ranks, which you can do now from Canadian juniors into the NCAA. And again, a whole lot of guys in this camp that have various points of their careers happening right now. They've got 4 17-year-olds in this camp, including Maxim Sokolovsky, who turns 18 in about 10 days on the 12th of July. Max Latikainen, drafted by the Flyers in the 7th round of last week's draft, was eligible for the draft by exactly 1 day. He will turn 18 on September the 14th this fall. And another September birthday in this camp, Riley Steen out of Medicine Hat. He's an invite. He was not drafted this year, but the Flyers were able to bring him to this development camp. Again, kind of the way it works with the draft and how this all this kind of comes together is that the draft eligible years for anybody coming into the NHL situation, 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. So you're eligible for the draft in all those years. But if you're not drafted as an 18-year-old, then you can come into camps like this and potentially sign as a free agent and go back into the draft. There's lots of different ways to go about it. And again, we've talked about this a lot. Jason and I have on Flyers Daily and pregame shows and stuff. When you have a draft where you're picking 18-year-olds, it is sometimes it's sometimes pretty difficult to project where some of these guys are going to go. It's starting to change now with, again, being able to go from major junior to the NCAA and things like that. We're seeing some guys being drafted who have already completed their freshman year of NCAA hockey, which we didn't used to see that much. But you're drafting 18-year-old kids, 17-year-old kids in the case of some of these guys that are, when you draft them, they come in and they might be 6'1" already, but they're 170 pounds or something like that. And you really have no idea where they're going to go developmentally in terms of their size, in terms of their hockey ability, that sort of thing. So that's why you see a lot of guys come in and, they end up going to college for 4 years and signing as a collegiate free agent because they weren't maybe NHL ready, or they didn't project to be NHL ready when they were freshmen or before their freshman year of college. And they end up going for 4 years, and now they're ready to go, and they can contribute to a team. And it's kind of the inexact science of how all this works at the NHL level. So the trophy is in the building. I don't know exactly what trophy that is, but the commissioner of the 3-on-3 tournament, Riley Armstrong, has the trophy in the building. What is that thing? Is that just a cup, or did you find that in the back? He's got that ready to go. And again, we've got a team determined here for the championship game, as Team 1 has gone 3-0 and has clinched their spot. Now Teams 2 and 3 getting ready to come back out here, each at 1-1. So the winner here, who's winning this game, Johnny? Do we know? Either could go either way. Johnny LeClaire, part of the development staff here, and has been on the bench for a couple of these games. We'll see where this goes, though. Again, these two teams have been pretty evenly matched. All of these teams have. Team White, though, has kind of risen above everybody else in this one this morning so far. So we'll see if they can button it up. So Team 2 is wearing the orange jerseys here against Team 3 in the black jerseys, and you see everybody kind of getting the legs stretched out again. And Oliver Bonk and Denver Barkey are at center ice discussing how this is going to go. Again, 10-minute running clocks here. If you joined us late, we have played 5 of the 6 round robin games, and we are going to have a championship game following this. Matisse Langevin skating in front of us here as he waits for his crease to dry a little bit. This is where we had some of the excess water build up before the last game, so we're going to get that a little bit more frozen. But Langevin looks to be okay, which is great to see him back out there. You kind of see him goose-stepping there a little bit. Looked like, again, it looked like he just caught a shot in a bad spot and needed some time to work it off. So, again, great to see him back out here for this final game. So this team's top line here has been pretty well set this whole tournament, as it's Martone skating with Ciernik and Bonk for Team 3. And Denver Barkey has been playing with Heikki Ruohonen for Team 2. And Jackson Edward has been out there a lot as well with this group, and they'll all start this game. We're underway here in the final round robin game of the tournament. On the far side, it's tied up in some skates, and finally Ciernik's going to pull this free. He's got Martone going with him. Flips it to him, and a save made. As Sklenicka kept that out. Martone right on the doorstep, but he can't quite put it home, and now here's Barkey feeding it ahead. Here's a backhander by Ruohonen that went almost straight up over the crossbar and out of play. And it's cleared all the way down. Sklenicka back behind his net to settle that. Here comes Oliver Bonk trying to cut one off on the near side. He can't do it. McPherson is there to pick it up, and McPherson will come into the zone. McPherson drops it off. Here's a shot, and it's in. Langevin got a piece of that, but it managed to find its way into the top corner. And Team 2 on the board early here with a 1-0 lead. Duclair will skate it through center. Duclair gaining the line. Duclair with a shot that was deflected by Dingman, went wide. Duclair getting it back, got his way through some traffic and to the doorstep, but Langevin able to poke that away. Team Orange wanted a penalty there, didn't get it. And on the far side, they'll regroup in their own end. It's flicked out to center. It's out of the reach of Barkey. Will come all the way down. Langevin back to play it. And he'll send it to the near side for Dingman. Ahead for Kernan. Here he comes up the left side. Barkey, nice job to poke it away from him and send play back the other way. Liskey will control back toward his own net. Liskey steps around Kaplan. And now here comes Liskey over the line. Kaplan behind him. Got a stick in between the legs. Kaplan pulls it free. And now Kaplan will move it ahead for Barkey. Barkey pulling it away. Barkey into the circle. Barkey into the slot. Trying to turn it toward the net. Comes around behind the net instead. Taking the boards by Thompson. Worked his way away and he scores. What an effort by Denver Barkey. As he gets out of literal jail behind the net. Was tied up there. Didn't have much to work with. He pulls it right out past the near post and flips it high. So a 2-0 lead here for Team 2. On the nice goal by Denver Barkey. Far side is Ruohonen moving it ahead to McPherson in over the line. McPherson into the circle. Can't step around a man. It's knocked back around to the far point. Edward could not keep it in the zone, and he'll go back and get it in his own end. Ciernik, Martone, Bonk back out for Team 3. Some work to do here, down 2-0. Here's a shot and a save made by Langevin. No rebound allowed, so he'll push it ahead to Bonk at center. Martone waiting at the line as Bonk comes into the zone. Can't step around a man, got canceled out, but Ciernik gets the clearing attempt. Carries it to the corner. Ciernik looking for opportunities. Now will take the shot and he scores. Ciernik didn't find a passing lane, so he just turned and fired it short side, and he puts it home. Team 3 on the board. It's 2-1. Long pass ahead. Eludes everybody. Langevin out to play it, and he'll hand it off to Porter Martone. Up the right side for Bonk. Knocked off his stick by Duclair. Team Black offside, so Team Orange gets a free possession here, and Duclair trying to get away from Martone, does turn him inside out and gets by him. Here's Duclair down the left side. Duclair coming in behind the net, getting around the physicality of Ciernik. He tried to spin it out to Riley Steen, but Bonk knocked that away, and now Martone trying to get around Barkey. Martone drops it off for Dingman, who's the trailer. Goes back to Martone, poked off his stick, comes back out to Liskey. He tried to find Martone, but that was blocked. Now Liskey's got it back again. Liskey toward the net. It's kicked to the far side corner. Liskey around behind the net again. Liskey has Kernan out there with him. He's battling Denver Barkey in the corner, and now finally we'll get it to some space. Out to Kernan, and the slot. His shot missed the net wide. Barkey let that one come out of the zone. Dingman picks it up and brings it right back in. Barkey stands him up, though, and will hand it off to Kaplan, who will come back in and now start out the rush. Kaplan moves down the right side. It's Ruohonen could not quite control that pass, and quickly the other way, it's the Black team looking for an opportunity here. They battle for it out near the blue line, and it is kept alive by Thompson. Now Thompson moves it ahead. Lacknainen into the right side circle with it. Drops it back out. Sauer holding, shooting, and he missed the net. Goes to the corner where Steen will chip it into space for Kaplan. Kaplan thought about a long pass, couldn't find the lane. Now he'll step behind his net and carry it toward the line. Kaplan taken down, lost his footing. Team Orange wanted a call, didn't get it. Here comes the near side. Ruohonen shot stopped. His own rebound kicked back wide. And now Martone's going to grab an errant pass and bring it down the right side. Here's Martone with a shot. That one missed wide. Bonk arrives in the corner. Chips it back out to Ciernik. Ciernik moving in. His shot was wide of the net. Now back out to Bonk. Bonk walks the line. He'll dump it back in for Ciernik. Martone is circling way back down toward his own blue line here to try to reset things. And now Ciernik's got it up the left wing. Ciernik trying to get around McPherson. McPherson on his horse. Ciernik got the shot away, but it was stopped by Sklenicka, and he'll be knocked into the far corner. Here comes the Orange team the other way. It's Duclair with a bid, and Langevin keeps that out. Ciernik quickly up the left wing for Bonk. Bonk spins around a man, puts it out in front, and that one did not go. Martone was there. Ended up wide of the net. And now here's Duclair taking a long pass at the offensive line. Duclair moving in between his legs, comes to the corner with it. Ciernik defending. Bonk is here as well. Ciernik had it for a moment. Duclair pushes it back out to center. Barkey's going to pick it up there. Barkey tried to play it to the line. It was blocked back to himself, so he'll carry it in. And now he's on a battle on the far side with Edward also trying to pull it free for the Orange team. Edward had it for a moment. Chopped away from him now. It comes around the boards right in front of us, and Barkey's going to push that back out to space at his own line. Here's Devin Kaplan, head of steam. Kaplan lost the handle on it. Goes to the corner. Barkey pushes it along. Barkey looking out high. Here's Edward. Fakes a shot. Now moves in and shoots it high from a close range. It ends up in the netting, so it's going to be the black team's puck. Oh, he's fired off our referee. He tried to dump it in to give it back to Team Black, and it hit our poor ref. So now we've got the play going back the other way. It's Liskey. Liskey lost it, though, and now here's a break for Kaplan. Devin Kaplan moving in. He scores! Devin Kaplan restores the 2-goal lead. That could be the key goal of this game, as it's 3-1 with less than 2 minutes to play. Here's Liskey dishing it off for Kernan. He go into the corner with it. Comes back out for Liskey. Liskey backing off. He'll throw in on net, and Sklenicka will gobble that up and set it beside. Here comes Team Orange. Not particularly in a hurry to get out from back there with minute 16 to go. Now Edward gains the line. Edward pushes it far side for McPherson. Back to Edward. Barkey's on the left wing of this group. Tried to chop it toward the corner, but Kernan knocked that down. Extra attacker now out for Team 3 as the goaltender Langevin heads to the bench. Down by 2 here in the final minute. Here's Martone. Thought about the shot, faked it. It's knocked off his stick, and it goes to the netminder Sklenicka, who gloves it to the side for his teammates, but Team Black gets it back. Here's Bonk off the bench. Bonk drops it off. A shot stopped. Rebound is loose in front. They scramble for it, and it is put home. Porter Martone puts it home, and he tried to call a timeout, which I'm not sure that's the thing, but the scorekeeper fell for it. And so with 38 seconds left, the clock has stopped, and it's a 1-goal lead for Team Orange. I mean, Riley Armstrong is running this thing, and he is he coaching this team? Yeah, he's making up the rules as he goes on. He's apparently the one that stopped the clock. So it's going to be the Orange team with possession behind their own net. 38 seconds left to go. The clock is not running it. Now it is. Here comes the puck out to center, and Langevin heads back to the bench, so the extra attacker is out again. But this time it's knocked away, and Denver Barkey is going to put it home, and he is as pumped up as anybody you'll ever see in a 3-on-3 scrimmage. Denver Barkey with the empty netter has presumably sealed it here for Team 2. They're not going to stop the clock this time, so it's just going to tick off. And we have our championship game set. It is going to be Team 2 with the 4-2 win. They'll be taking on Team 1. So Team 2 ends up with the 2-1 record on the day. And Team 1 has not lost yet, so that'll be our matchup. Looks like we're going to get right back to it here. Won't need an ice cut this time, so we're going to get on with our championship game. Shane Soderwall is going to be in the net to the near side here right in front of us. He has had, again, a fantastic week, a camp invite out of Clarkson. And, he's the elder statesman in this camp. He's a 02 birth year, and once he's done college, he's going to be potentially looking for work somewhere, and he's put together a pretty good showing here in this development camp. And at the other end, looks like that is Sklenichka down there. As it was his countryman, Pasalovic, that was the one that was injured. I got my goaltenders mixed up a minute ago. He was the one that came out early, and he has not come back. So Sklenichka is going to stand in. He'll be at the far side. So we're ready to go here for our championship game. Whatever trophy that is on the line. Does that thing have a name? Do we know? I don't know. We'll find out. But there's a trophy on the line here for this one as the puck is deflected by Sokolovsky into the penalty box. He'll get it back, and he'll start the breakout from his own. They're going to give it to Team Orange after they're done firing it off the speakers in the ceiling here. Now we're ready to go. Here comes Jackson Edward, head of steam down the left side, but it's poked off his stick. Somehow 4 of the 6 guys on the ice ran into each other there. And now Soderwall, with a complete disregard for the trapezoid, is going after the puck on the far. I don't know if the trapezoid's in play in this one or not, but here's Barkey around behind his net. Barkey with a backhand pass across for Edward, and Soderwall is able to keep that out. Here comes Bump up through the neutral zone, gains the red line, and now into the zone on the right side. Drops it off for Soderwall, or rather for Sokolowski, excuse me. Near side, it's Nesbitt. Flips it back out to Bump. They'll regroup. Bump over the line, almost split the defense, but he didn't bring the puck with him. And here comes Team 2 out the other way. Here's Duclair. Duclair moving in. Duclair holding, deking, and a save made by Soderwall as he got that right leg out behind the play. Team White begging for a penalty. Is somebody, I think it was Bump, got knocked down trying to back check there. So here comes Team 2 with possession. And a scoreless game, minute and a half in. Championship game of our 3-on-3 tournament. Here's Christopher Duclair, tried to swing it across in the neutral zone, but it hit a skate. And it's going to back out to Team Orange's defensive end. Now here's Duclair, head of steam, over the line. Pushes it near side for McPherson. Behind the net he goes. McPherson stops on the far side wall. Crosses with Duclair, hands it off to him. Duclair pushes it out to the point, gets it back. Now for McPherson, a shot, and he scores. First goal of the championship game. And it goes to Ryan McPherson to make it a 1-0 lead for the Orange team. Now right back the other way, it's Noah Powell, and he has scored. Noah Powell with the buzzer beater in the first game now makes it a 1-1 game on the very next trip up the ice. Here's Devin Kaplan spinning back out toward his line. Almost lost it, was able to push it to Barkey at the last minute. Barkey tried to find Goslin. That was knocked away. Now Powell's got to step on Goslin. Powell looking for more, and he puts it wide of the net. Sklenichka may have gotten a piece of that as it went by. That's in the far side corner where Gruba will hold on the wall. Gruba threw it out to center. Bump couldn't reach it. It'll come all the way down to Soderwall. Soderwall's going to push it back the other way for Quinn. Now off for Bump. Bump's got a lane to the net. Bump trying to get around a man. Can't do it. Team 2 coming out the other way. Left side. Here's Ruohonen. Cuts across the slot behind the net. Stuffer attempt. Where is it? Where is it? We don't know. Soderwall says he kept it out, and our referee agrees. I don't know. That was pretty close. Do not have video replay in the 1967 rink, I can tell you that much. Here is Ruohonen right back in with a shot, and Soderwall with the save. Quinn will push a loose puck ahead, and down the right side we go. Cross ice pass skipped off the glass, comes back to Alex Bump. He's keeping it in at the point. Bump walking in, Bump shooting, and a save made. Sklenichka cutting off the short side. Here comes Team 2, methodically to center. It is Duclair playing it to the right side for Ruohonen. Ruohonen around behind the net, stops, reverses course. He's got some space there, tried to center, it was blocked. Quinn's got Bump 2-on-1 the other way. Here is Bump over the line. Quinn will leave on a change. Bump with a shot and a save made by Sklenichka. He'll hand that off to Jackson Edward after he gets some fresh troops on the ice. And now here comes Edward up through center. Jackson Edward spins away from Sokolowski, drops it off for Kaplan. His shot was deflected by Sokolowski, and Sokolowski head of steam down the right side. He's got a 2-on-1 now. Sokolowski to the net, and it pops up over the cage to the end boards. All of a sudden, Sokolowski with some speed there as Nesbitt puts a shot in on net, save made, and the rebound is covered. It's a little bit deceptive here in this rink because, again, this is not a regulation-size rink. And Max Sokolowski is not a regulation-sized defenseman. So when you see him attack a rink like this, he can cover a lot of ground in a little bit of time. Here's McPherson sending it back into his own end. And now it's turned over at the line as Nesbitt knocked one free. McPherson getting it back, and he hands it off to Steen, who's looking for some space in his own end. Now here's Devin Kaplan getting away from Matthew Gard. Kaplan walking it up the wall, gets a pass away. Steen tried to feed it to the circle for McPherson, but it rolled on him a little bit. And that'll be Gard picking it up and firing it down the right side. Here's Nesbitt into the circle. Nesbitt cuts in front, and he couldn't quite get it on goal, and Sklenichka went with him to knock it away anyway. Got a little under 4 minutes left in our championship game. It's a 1-1 tie. I hope we have a different plan for deciding a tie than a 15-round shootout today. Here's Barkey trying to find Duclair. Duclair couldn't quite settle it, and then Nathan Quinn all over him, getting that one back out to center. Team 2 now back into it. Here is Duclair in over the line. Duclair's got Quinn to deal with again. Can't get by him again. And Powell able to kick it back out to center. Duclair will push it back deep into his own end. Gosselin back to pick it up. Barkey and Duclair will head off, and Ruohonen will come on with McPherson for Team 2 in the orange jerseys. Team 2 scored first in this championship game. Team 1 scored immediately after. And we have been deadlocked at 1 ever since. Here's McPherson in tight, tried to pull it out in front, couldn't do it. Ruohonen tried to tuck it around the post, couldn't do that either, and now Soderwall is going to get a glove on it, and that'll give possession back to Team 1. In the white jerseys, it's Alex Bump headed up the ice. Bump carries it in over the line. Bump tried to feed a man coming with him. That was Gill, but it's knocked away, and now Ruohonen coming back with it. Ruohonen. McPherson now in the near circle. That one stopped by Soderwall. Nesbitt has it knocked off his stick, but it comes right back to him off the wall. And now Nesbitt heading in. Centering pass went right to Heike Ruohonen. He'll bring it back the other way. Ruohonen in the circle looking to center. He scores! Ruohonen looked off the play and then snuck it in the near side post. And right now, Heike Ruohonen with the go-ahead goal with 2 minutes left in our championship game. So Team 1 regrouping out at center. They'll bring it in over the line, but puck hits something and stops. Now it's picked back up and snapped wide of the net. Matthew Gard is back there. Gard puts Edward on the seat of his pants and now pulls it free. Quinn's shot was kept out, and that one's going to end up in the bench out of play. They'll throw another puck in, and Alex Bump is right back after it. To the net goes the netminder Soderwall, and Bump has tied the game. As Soderwall was headed to the bench, Alex Bump snapped one short side top corner. And we are all tied at 2 with 70 seconds to go. Here's Duclair. Chopped off his stick. They'll battle behind the net. Now you're really going to see these two teams go at it. Powell leans into Duclair. Sokolowski overskated the puck. It comes back to Duclair. Duclair in around Sokolowski. He's knocked down. Penalty coming. Oh, my. The commissioner has stopped the clock again. Christopher Duclair is going to get a breakaway penalty shot after he was knocked down by Sokolowski. And here we go. 49 seconds left. It's Duclair moving in. Save made by Soderwall. And we continue tied at 2. Here's Sokolowski, left side circle, moving in, holding backhander, and a save made at the other end. Goaltenders putting on a show here late. Quickly, it's Barkey. He shoots and scores. Denver Barkey snaps one off the crossbar and in. Top side corner. And now he steals it, and he's got an empty netter. Just like that, 4-2 for Team 2. And Denver Barkey has turned the tables. Now at the other end, there's another goal. Nesbitt has put it home. 1-goal game, 5 seconds left. Net's still empty down here. Here's Nesbitt, 2 seconds. He's going to run out of time. What an ending to the 3-on-3 tournament as Denver Barkey with 2 goals in about 4 seconds has made it a championship day for Team 2. Great effort all around, including Team 1's goaltender Shane Soderwall. At the other end, though, it is Marek Slanichka, who is the winning goaltender for Team 2 in relief, as he had to come in and play a little bit of extra hockey today. He was originally the Team 4 goalie. He started covering for Pasulevich after he went out with what's hopefully a little bit of a minor bump and bruise in that second game. But a fantastic end to our 3v3 tournament here today, and the winning team posing for the winning picture at the end of our 2026 development camp. Well, that'll do it for us today here on the Flyers YouTube channel. We appreciate you being with us here as you get to start your 4th of July weekend with some hockey. And again, we will now see you in September. Flyers rookie camp gets underway on the 11th of September. And then we'll be rolling into a new season. So we hope you have a fantastic summer. We hope to have you with us at rookie camp, at training camp. And again, those 2 rookie games scheduled for the 12th and 13th in Allentown. Tickets on sale at the Lehigh Valley Phantoms and the PPL Center website. Our thanks to SFBN, the Sports Fan Broadcast Network, for all their help this weekend bringing you these games. And to Jason Martinez, again, not with us today, but with us yesterday for the 5-on-5 scrimmage. So for everyone here at Development Camp, I'm Brian Smith. Thanks again for being with us. We hope you have a great summer, and we will see you in the fall.